Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having us. My name is Kassan Belgrave. This is the Kassan Belgrave Sextet. Make some noise for Alan Denard on the trumpet. Michael Abbo on the trombone. And with me on the stage before this set, Louis Jones III, Wavy Lou. Also from last set, Jordan Anderson on the piano. And last but not least, all the way from East Lansing, Jonathan Mirakan on bass. We go do we were supposed to do an interview, right? Or something. Anyways, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna play a song entitled Phase 2 by a great trumpet player from Chicago, Marquise Hill. Hope you enjoy.
There we go. Kassan Belgrave, Detroit Sextet. Woo. You know what? We don't even need stools. You guys can hang. You don't have to go. The bar's empty. We closed it down. Here you go, my friend. Kassan Belgrave. Well, we were both shorter when we first met. But he had a beard since he was 8. I don't know how he did it, man. I said, check him out. So tell us about the concept of the band here. I mean, I've listened to you play for a long time and evolve into your own beautiful voice. But as we always talk about, you know, the real treasures of the Detroit legacy are putting a band together and bringing those individual pieces together to create a whole that has in itself an additive identity that's beyond any individual, right? So tell us a little bit about the band, how it came about, what your concept is.
Well, this band, I've been friends with all these guys, whether that's through school or, you know, we just hang out. Most of us went through the civic programs at the DSO. We were at the Arts League of Michigan when we were like, you know, adolescents, and, you know, just...
JC Heard Jazz Week, baby.
Jazz
I
Week
got
and
a
Wayne.
great video you playing. You're a little kid playing, man,
Yep.
like crazy.
Yep, so we're all, you know, we were all kind of brought up in this sort of musical community through like institutions and youth programs. So, you know, we all, not just me, but like all of us in this band, we've had this passion and desire for this music for a long time. And, you know, thanks to people like my dad and Wendell Harrison and Ernie Rogers and, you know, and you know, so all those figures in the school systems, and they just looked out for us as kids. And so now, you know, I'm in my mid-20s. I'm sure we're all in our 20s, basically. So we are sort of stepping into this new, I guess, identity in terms of just being musicians, and also for us being young, you know, we still want to pass the knowledge on to the next generation as well. So it's just a blessing.
Well, I'll tell you, that's beautiful. Yeah, before you know it, you're a mentor. Probably earlier than you even imagined. People are looking up to you guys, looking up to this band, and you know, it's difficult to quite capture this, but you know, there's a lot of talk of regional traditions. There's a lot of talk of you know, the jazz scene as a whole. Look, everybody on this bandstand and most of this wonderful audience knows that there's a language and a history and a legacy that I don't care where you live, where you play, that's where it's got to start, right? And then you build it into a direction that at some point you have that courage to step beyond what you know or beyond what you studied, and you start trying to contemplate what you're going to bring to the party.
Right, my own interpretation of what I learned.
And it doesn't leave the tradition behind.
No, not at all.
But we go back in time, and you find out Lester Young carried around a big Spiderbeck and Frankie Trumbauer 78 in his case, and then you find out Bird was like super fan of Lester, and then Coltrane, and blah, 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 blah. And it builds, and it keeps evolving, keeps growing, and you have to know all that. You have to study it. Yeah. But that launch, that courage, I always say, which is the mark of a real jazz artist, you step over the breach and you say, okay, I got to let go of some comfort zone here because I got to find myself in all this, right? You've been through that process, but I still really feel like you guys are pushing those personal boundaries.
Yes. For me, at least, you know, I've had like a big pressure just on my expectation of like, you know,
namesake,
you know, music, you know, my father. So, you know, as a kid, you know, growing up, you know, I always had expectation to be, you know, like the next, you know, in the line of the legacy. And so, but that never affected me in a negative way. I think, if anything, that was just positive reinforcement of myself and like what I can bring to the table musically. And just like with the help of all these cats too, you know, they went through the same type of training. Like Jordan, he was from Minneapolis. There's some Detroit cats from here who moved to Minnesota, and you know, like Solomon Parham, and so they had that type of training there as well. So I think the tradition from being from Detroit, wherever you go, it's like you know, like consciously, subconsciously, like what it takes, what it needs to take, you know.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think we're all just still searching and growing.
You know, it's a lifelong thing. Right. I always love it. Somebody will ask, who's your favorite young player? What do you think of this cat? You know, and there are amazing, you know, technical. You hear like some 13-year-olds that just knock you out, right? Yeah. And some real creative musicians that you can tell have that sensibility. But what musicians, and again, what our fans know is, in jazz, doesn't matter who your dad was, doesn't matter where you're from. Being from Detroit and having a father like Mr. Marcus Belgrave is going to get your foot in the door, but baby, you still got to play. Exactly. Right? Exactly. And that's the reality, and the beauty is that Detroit and towns, regions around the world do create really meaningful, thoughtful, editorial, professional, soul-searching musicians. It's not just a stamp. Now, sometimes, you know, everyone's using, I was joking with you earlier, your dad once said to me, man, you know, way back, nobody wanted to say they were from Detroit. And now, everybody says they're from Detroit. It became chic, right? Yeah. But man, you still got to play, because this is honest music. You can't hide in the weeds. And that's, that to me is your real accomplishment, because you had that moniker, you had that legacy, and you had exposure to great musicians and all that stuff. So yeah, the expectations are high because you had a lot of opportunity. But man, you're playing, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Playing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You deserve it. Yeah. So listen, you had a record come out last year.
Yes.
Where can people get a hold of it? Tell us about it.
So it actually released officially on January 3rd, 2025, and I have some CDs here. It's entitled Dual Citizen, and I actually got the test pressings for the vinyl today.
Good.
So hopefully in the next couple weeks the vinyls will be out, but it's on Bandcamp. Once the vinyls are officially out, it'll be on Spotify, iTunes. So that's how we're trying to roll with it. But if you need if you want a CD you'd like to take home, I think all these guys are in the band as well. We had another pianist named Brendan Davis who's also on some songs here. But yeah, this is the collective of this beautiful music, and also like 7 out of the 10 tunes on here are originals that I wrote.
Cool.
And some more fan favorites like Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock tunes. So yeah, come see me if you like one, if you haven't got one.
Very cool, very cool. And you have a website where people get more information about what you're up to?
In process.
Okay. Facebook, something like that?
Facebook, Instagram. I have a Bandcamp of the album and also the bio of the group. But website coming very soon. Facebook, Instagram. Just look out for the updates on that.
Yeah, I heard about a bunch of Twitter stuff on you. I went and checked it out, but it's from an earlier part of your life and a whole different. So maybe we don't worry about. No, I'm just kidding.
Trying to get some publicity here.
You got it. Well, you deserve it. You're going to get out there and do your thing, and we look forward to everything you bring. I'm always listening to you cats, every individual, and we'll have you back as guests on After Hours, and when you have something new, you're always welcome on this bandstand at the Gretchen Stevens Jazz Center in Wayne State University. Man.
I appreciate it.
Let's hear it for Kassan Belgrave, one of the wonderful rising stars of the Detroit scene. Got a little time left. Bring the band back out.
Yeah, we can play one more song.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, cool. Thank you
You're the
so
man.
much, Chris. Thank you so much. Alan Denard, Michael Albo, Jordan Anderson, John Muir Cotton, Lewis Jones, thank you so much. Thank you to Chris Collins, Detroit Jazz Fest.
The Kassan Belgrave Detroit Sextet. Give it up. Yeah.